What is up, everybody? We are back in here again talking BET Award nominees and a lot more on Black Hollywood Lives this week.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live this week.
When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts.
Wait, I had to do the jacket.
When I'm with you, all I get is wild
That was my wild thoughts dance.
In your jacket.
Right, with my jacket. I guess because I'm feeling like I'm about to take off my clothes or something. It's wild thoughts, right?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, come on. We having wild thoughts up at BHL today. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Black Hollywood Lives this week. I am your host, Derrial Christon. Joining me today is my beautiful co-host, Courtney Stewart.
Hello,
I'm
everybody.
feeling the outfit and the hair.
You know, black and white, trying to change it up. Well, not really. I wear white all the time, but yeah.
You know, you were missed last week. It was Courtney's
It was my
birthday.
birthday.
A lot of
So I
people gave
look
her
older.
shout outs. She went to Six Flags.
I did. Had a great time. Lots of fun.
Lots of fun. I went the
was
next
nice and
day.
empty, yeah. I felt famous because there was nobody in the park.
And you didn't get into any fights like Black China?
No, I don't do that.
Oh, okay.
She no fights.
Just
We
no fights. You
protect this. Yeah.
G'd it out.
Yeah. But
it was-
rode all them roller coasters.
Yeah, there was a lot of good ones.
We had our special guide, Miss Alexis Torres, who also works at Black Hollywood Live sometimes.
She does.
And she used to work at Six Flags. So she had all the
She had the scoop.
scoop and secret ideas and oh, we need to do this and go this way and go here. Da, da, da. I was like, all right, girl, I'm gonna have to take you every time.
Yeah, there was one, I forgot the name of it. It was the big roller coaster, the newest one. It's like
that
it flips
green
you
one?
and
Yeah, we didn't ride that one.
I did that. We did it at night, during the day. Like it was all good.
Well, I
It
was with
lovely.
a crew that, so we were like, okay, I don't want to die or feel nasty after something. So and Alexis was like, no, this one will make you sick. And more than likely, it's not going to make me sick because I don't get sick on roller coasters.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be tossed around a lot.
Yeah.
I need to have a harness
I hear you.
all the time. But other than that, I'm good.
Yeah, I lost my hat because I had a little baseball cap on. I thought that I was going to be able to keep it on, but then that last roller coaster, it was like, deuces, baby.
I got on one roller coaster that only had a lap bar. I forget which one it's called. I think it's like Colossus or something.
Yes, Colossus.
And I had, because I had a head wrap on. And I was like, shit, it's gonna blow off. And at that moment, I tried to hold it down and I put my head down, but then the pressure was blowing on my neck. I thought I really effed up my neck for 2 days. But I was
Wow.
good. I'm good now.
You
So
good.
I didn't
Well, we
mess it up.
back. We are
Yes.
back.
We're telling all the business.
We're telling all the business. It's almost the end of May. We're going to have one more
I
week.
know. How is it the
It's just crazy.
17th?
I know.
And next week or whatever is Memorial Day.
I know.
How did that happen?
Then we got June. I mean, we had
Just
DJ
got
Khaled
here.
playing right there. We're going to talk about him a little bit later because
Yeah.
he's nominated for a lot of BET Awards, which
Yes,
threw
he
me off because I
is.
was like, wow, it's June already? The BET Awards
They
are
are
here
here again. They
I mean,
are
come
here.
on.
They are here and coming and coming. But before they get here, we got something more important to talk about, you guys. It's happening. The black girl's about to marry my
Oh,
husband.
Jesus. and your college.
At my college,
What?
what do you call that? What is it?
Alumni? I mean, she's part of your
whatever.
alumni,
We,
you know.
Meghan Markle, y'all. We
Yeah.
already know the wedding is about to go down, and it's going down this weekend. It's
It
going
is.
down on Saturday, and there's been all kind of crazy crap.
Lots of drama with her family this week.
I'm gonna just say this, and it might sound a little racist, but most of my friends done co-signed on it this week. We are so glad that the family that is acting out with Meghan Markle is the white side of her family.
I think a lot of
I
us
think
are.
most of the brown folks can be like, yeah, we real glad, because if it was the black side of the family, it'd be another whole
It'd be
situation.
silence. It'd be silence. Look, we can't go to barbecue. We can't go to London.
We like, y'all messing it up for all of us. So we're very glad that the brown side is keeping it tight, keeping it right, but the other side not doing so much. So it's been some crazy stuff. The dad, it's official. The father will not be attending. Right. In case y'all didn't know, they finally released a statement today or this morning saying that due to his health, he won't be able to make it. But it's been some crazy stuff. I mean, he was taking paparazzi pictures, posed, and then he had a heart attack, but then he was having heart surgery, and then the sister was like, oh, I told him to take the paparazzi pictures. It was a whole bunch of mess. But he's not coming. But all them other cousins and aunties and whoever the hell else is related to him, they was on planes at Heathrow Airport talking about they about to report on this wedding like they know something about Meghan. So, Meghan, my heart goes out to you, girl. Yeah. Because that is so ratchet that your family just get... But then again, it is ratchet. It is very ratchet. But being placed in the same situation, Derrial, and some news outlet in London is like, hey, your half-sister is about to marry the prince. Would you like to commentate on this for $10,000?
Okay, here's my thing.
Do you do it?
How close am I to my half
Well,
sister?
you're a similar situation.
Same thing?
You're not really close to them, but you know.
But I'm invited to the wedding.
You're not invited to the wedding.
Oh, I'm
they
not
are
invited to the
not
wedding.
invited to the wedding.
That's true. Okay. If I'm not that close and I'm not invited to the wedding, I probably would do it.
I would do
Is
it
that
too.
wrong? Is that wrong?
I was thinking about it, right? I'm sitting here like, okay, put
I
myself
would
in
do
their
it.
shoes. If they're offering me money to come do it, I would definitely go do it.
Yeah.
I would not be like negatively speaking
No.
about her.
Yeah.
But I would still be like,
Unless you
yeah,
upped it to 50 grand.
I'm taking.
No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, you know. Well,
Then
you
I could
know.
tell, what happened was when she was,
When we were 2 years old
Right.
and he left my mama to get with her mama, like I
Right.
would have been, so maybe that's why they're bitter. But either way, I understand the need for the check, but I hope they only do positive things. There's a few things that we have learned recently in the last few hours about what's going to go down at the wedding. We still don't know who's designing her dress because, those of you that care about the wedding, obviously the most important thing is the dress. We're not sure, but there is a possibility that the designer that did Diana's dress is actually the designer that's going
That's
to do
big.
her dress, because as of today, he was spotted at Windsor Castle and he was all smiley and happy, and they were like, ooh, is this about to go down? His name is David Emanuel. He used to design with Elizabeth Emanuel, and that's who made Princess Diana's dress. And so people are surprised to see him because it's been rumored that it might be Burberry making her dress, and her mom was spotted carrying a Burberry bag. So everybody was like, oh my God, Burberry's doing the dress. But then they saw Emanuel today and they're like, maybe he's the one that's doing it, and all the Burberry stuff was a ruse. So we'll find out eventually, I guess. I mean, are you going to get up at 4 a.m. and watch
See, that's
it?
the thing. I was like, the wedding's like at 4 a.m. I will watch the repeats because, trust me, they're going to be playing it all day
long. I'm not going to lie, I might actually wake up at 4.
I'm not going to lie, I will not be doing
Like,
that.
because technically I wake up at 6 anyway, so if
Even
I
on a
set-
Saturday?
Oh God, it's upsetting. Like, I
Okay.
wake up at 6 a.m. It doesn't matter what time I go to sleep. I wake up at 6 a.m. and it's driving me nuts. But in this case, I might try to wake up at 4 just so I can see. But the last fun thing that they have going on, they're breaking from tradition. Instead of that nasty fruit cake that the English like, that they usually have at weddings, they decided, oh no, we're not doing that. We're going to have a lemon elderflower cake. Do you know what elderflower is?
Give me a little background on
I
it.
don't know what elderflower is.
Oh,
It's some
okay.
kind of like, apparently you can like.
Isn't it something with alcohol?
It's like alcohol something.
Of course I would know that.
Because they said, I'm like,
course I would have-
That's why I asked you a question, Derrial.
Of course I would have a thought of that.
Derrial might know what this
Yeah,
is.
yes.
But yeah, so they were saying that like it's very difficult to get elderflower in the States, but if you want to make a similar cake, you can replace the elderflower with Saint Germain, and it's almost
Yes,
the
it's
same.
something in that Saint Germain.
It's like a liqueur,
Yes.
something,
I actually
whatever.
think I've had drinks with it in there.
Yeah,
Actually.
so there you go. Her pastry chef, Claire Patak, who is actually a good friend of Meghan's, apparently is making the cake. And just in case y'all care, this wedding might cost upwards of $45 million.
But that ain't nothing for the royal family.
What are you talking about? That's still a lot of money. $45 million?
I mean, how much was his brother's wedding? Do we know that?
I don't know.
Or how much was Diana and Charles' wedding?
I mean, it wasn't $45 million.
Well, that's true. Yeah. it
Especially
probably
in
wasn't.
1981.
Yeah, 1981.
And especially in a situation where you get like your locations for free, all your G rides are free, but they have, huge security details. They got to post up, tents and stuff to keep people and whatever. So I get it, but it's still a lot of money for a wedding.
I mean, Harry loves his black woman, so
Hey, it's okay, Harry. We missed each other, brother, but I'm okay with what you've chosen.
I'm not okay. So I don't want to skip to the next story too quick. And I got a couple questions with this.
Okay.
So, don't you find it a little suspicious that the whole thing with the dad going back and forth, because he had, with the whole thing with the paparazzi and he did the photo shoot or whatever, and then I guess he said he was embarrassed and didn't,
Yeah.
and then that's why he said he wasn't going to the wedding first.
Yeah.
Then I guess Meghan called him or texted him
Yeah.
or whatever, and she convinced him to go, so he was going. But then all of a sudden he has a heart attack.
Yeah.
I'm like, now how do you? And then there's a surgery that's on the same week that the
yeah.
wedding
He
is.
had surgery on Wednesday.
It's just so much coincidence.
I mean, it's a lot, but I figured this is my theory. My theory is that he was embarrassed that he was getting such bad press, and that the stupid sister maybe suggested, like, hey, Dad, well, did you think about doing such and such? And so
Right.
he was like, oh, okay, well, maybe that's a good idea. And then he felt really dumb, because I think he actually is a really nice guy. I think the siblings are probably on some serious haterade.
Yeah.
But everything that's come out about her dad has been that he's been a great dad to her and super loving and super great and whatever. And then maybe the stress of it all. I mean, he moved to Mexico, like
True.
went bankrupt, whatever. So he's trying to like chill and live a chill life.
Chill low key. Yeah.
And he's a larger man. He looks like he's a little overweight.
Yeah.
So maybe the stress really did cause him to have
Could
like
be.
a heart situation.
Maybe. And it is a lot. I would imagine it's a lot of pressure. I mean,
A lot of pressure, and
we
it's
talk about it and we
humiliating,
talk
like,
about how easy it would be to take money, but to have that stress of always somebody, paparazzi at your house or post it
sure.
up, you just go to a restaurant. I mean, that is stressful. I'm sure.
I definitely
It
don't.
happens to us all the time.
The
we know
paparazzi
when
are
TMZ
constantly chasing me down the street.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. But I have sympathy for that sucks. So
It does suck.
Maybe and he's not a young guy,
Right.
so maybe all of that really did cause him to have a little. I mean, shoot, getting scared in a moment can give you a heart attack.
I mean, that's
so
true. Yeah.
If he was eating too many Twinkies and then all this happens
And
beer
drinking a little vodka.
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
sure.
It happens. So
It happens.
good luck. I'm sure the wedding's gonna be beautiful.
Well, you'll see it a
See it
lot
at
this
4
weekend.
a.m. all weekend, and I'm
Yeah.
sure every outlet will be covering. And the only thing I'm like, every channel is gonna have it on, so
All
it's gonna
day.
be like,
Yeah.
I'm done.
It's gonna be
now.
overkill a little bit,
Yeah, it's
for
gonna
sure.
be overkill. But back in the day, after Buzz TV, when the brother got married, we stayed up all night and covered the wedding. So
I bet you did.
I know it was a lot of fun.
I just
so.
can't wait to see what the kids look like. Everybody's talking about what the
I
kids
mean,
gonna
that's
look
assuming they have kids.
like. That's true.
Megan's not a young woman for the kiddies.
I mean, she's only in her late 30s.
She's 37. Oh, now you're saying that. A minute ago, you'd be like, well, yeah, you need to have a baby.
I would have never said that. Janet Jackson had a baby at 50. We good.
Okay, but have y'all seen Janet Jackson's baby? I know this is another
I have,
conversation.
yes.
Did you see that picture of the baby?
Yeah.
I don't think that's Janet's baby. Egg-wise.
Oh, here you go.
She done used another egg, y'all.
Here you go.
Because that baby's daddy is Middle Eastern, and Janet is black.
Yeah.
Did you see that baby?
I mean, but you just never know. I mean, you never know.
I mean, I'm not mad.
You never
But
know.
and it would not be surprising if she did not freeze her eggs that she had to get an egg donor.
It would not surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise at all. So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it. I just was like, oh, that don't look like their baby. But we're going to move on because we're talking about getting married and stuff. So this week on MadameNoir.com, there was an interesting article posted about marriage and friends and friendships with single people. And in this blog post, basically, a woman was speaking about a situation where a good friend of hers, whom she had not seen in quite some time, she reached out to her like, hey, girl, like, what's going on? We ain't been able to link up in a long time. And finally, the friend came out to say that basically her husband does not want her hanging out with this friend because, he thinks you may be a bad influence since you're not married and all. We just have different priorities now that I'm married. And so in the post, she went on to sort of talk about, like, why is there this, like, weird situation with married people and some married people thinking they should only hang out with other married couples. And she's like, I'm a good friend. Like, I understand that everybody's at different stages in their lives. Like, people have kids and it's harder to hang out with them. So you have to understand and you go to them or you go home early
Sure.
and things like that. So what do you think, Derrial? Would you let your wife hang out with her single girlfriend?
Sure. Here's
You
my
don't follow
thing.
that?
Here's what I say to that for anybody. If you can't control yourself, it doesn't matter if you are with a couple or a single person. I mean, or if if you're gonna kick it and do something that you're not supposed to do, it doesn't matter who you're with. You're just influenced regardless, and you were gonna do it regardless. That's the way I see it. I would never say don't hang out with your single friends. I like to hang out with my single friends when I was in a relationship. Do I think that it could cause a problem in the relationship if you don't have open communication? Absolutely, because if I'm always hanging out with my single friends, going to the club, and not being at home, that's the issue. But on the flip side, if I hang out with some of my friends who are married now, and they hang out with other married people, and let me tell you something, there's some crazy drama going on within
With the married couples,
inner
y'all,
circle
with
as
the
well.
married
Like, don't get it
couples,
twisted. You know what I'm saying? And there's some swinging and unswinging and going on, and
some secret swinging.
secret swinging and going to somebody's house and think you're going to have a play date with the kids, and you having a different play date. So I think that it does not. You
don't think it matters?
I don't think it matters. I think it's all individual. I think if you aren't committed individually, it doesn't matter who you hang out with.
I mean,
you gave me that.
no, I mean, I think about it because obviously my initial reaction is that's bullshit. I hang out with my married friends. I'm gonna say I'm currently single. looking. But
Me too. Currently freshly single, by the way.
freshly
I'll give you
single.
my cell number after the. No, I'm just playing.
He's not y'all.
I'm actually
y'all
not.
can start. Please tweet me. Be like, I want to date Derrial.
Should we through?
And we want to go. We go send Derrial on some blind dates. If you are in the greater Los Angeles area, let's hook Derrial up.
Should we through the applicants?
But that being said, I did think, because my mom thinks similarly, and even in this article, she was talking about speaking to an aunt that also believes, like, no, you should be hanging out with other married couples for the most part. And
It's a
I
generational
thought,
thing.
It is generational, but I also started to think, is there not something to be said, though, that the idea of temptation, right? And it's one of those things of whether you're putting yourself, because like when I'm out with single friends, obviously we out scoping dudes. Like we're looking at least at minimum or whatever. And so there's some interaction there and whatever. Do you think there is not something to be said for not placing yourself in situations where there's going to be obvious temptation?
Well, that's why I said if you're going to the club every night with your single friends, that's a different story. But here's my thing. Say you go to dinner a couple times a week with your single friend or with your married couple friend. Mm-hmm. The same temptation is out there. The same, I'm just going to use this for an example. The same dude who's at the bar who you walk past is the same dude when you are with one person who's single, or your friend who's single, or a person who's married. So if you have that connection.
If you're with couples, right? So like you're at a bar and you're hanging out with your single friends. So there's about 2-3 single girls and you're drinking, having a good time, and then guys come over and then you interact and you're interacting slightly inebriated. You don't think that your interactions could be different in that situation than if you were out with 2 other couples and y'all were just interacting as couples and drinking?
No, because I still think it is you. I think it is your individual jam.
All right.
So
that's what they're real.
I mean, I've had a situation where when I was in a relationship that I was with another couple. We were with another friends who were a couple, and there was a situation where one of the people who was sitting next to us was flirting with my boy, and his wife was sitting right there, and he was with us, and he sort of flirted back. So, I mean,
it doesn't matter.
If he had gone with me by myself, or if he had gone with his brother who's single or married, I don't think it would have mattered.
You don't think it would have mattered?
No, I think it's individual.
Well, perhaps it is, perhaps it isn't, but
what do you
everybody
think?
gets it. I mean, I think it just depends. I mean, in one theory, I kind of lean both ways. Like, I see both points.
I mean, I can see the other side.
Like, if I had a spouse that was like, I don't really like you hanging out with your single girlfriends, it would annoy the crap out of me, but we would have to compromise in some kind of way. Be like, well, let me do dinners and maybe only one drink. I don't know.
And it's also the amount of time that you spend with that person during the week outside of your relationship. That also plays into it too.
Possibly, yeah. But in general, whatever. I'm not in a relationship, so it doesn't matter.
Right, we can do whatever we want.
Flirt and do whatever the heck I want.
Right.
And
fellas, if y'all want to give it Courtney, because I see all the comments on YouTube about how beautiful she is, hit me up. I'll let you know what she likes.
I don't really do blind dates. I do group dates.
How many in the group?
Like family dates. Like it's scary out here, y'all, in these streets. Okay, like I believe in group dates, not like single blind dates. Unless if I don't mind going out on a date with somebody that like knows somebody that I know, but like complete strangers, I need some kind of like group situation.
You need a group situation, or you need a very loud restaurant at the bar where everybody can see you.
I don't know. It's whatever.
You can yell for help there, and somebody can help you.
Yell for help. Well, if you want to learn some more about how to get help in that situation or just other areas of your life, you guys, I have the podcast for you to check out. It's called Conversations with Maria Menounos, podcast edition. It's hosted by our AfterBuzz TV founder, and it drops every Friday on iTunes. And Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews, along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of your life, even in dating, perhaps.
Wow.
Or, other things that Derrial likes to talk about, which we won't say because it's not BHL After Dark. But anyway, you can check out Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition on iTunes. Make sure you subscribe to Conversation with Maria Menounos for free. And make sure you guys rate her and comment on it. And when you do, you let Maria know that you heard about her show on Black Hollywood Live this week from us.
And we both have been on the show.
Yeah, we've done the show.
Several times, so.
I was on the show last week or week before last. I'm so confused.
I know.
Time goes so fast. But it's a great show, guys. Make sure you check it out. You get lots of great information from a fabulous lady.
That's right. All right, we're going to move on to our EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
All right, this has been one of my highlights of the week in the sense of the memes, anyway.
It's made everything
Not the
better.
story, but the memes have made everything better in my life. So I am sure that you have encountered at this point one of the memes that have been going on virally and in social media. So basically, social media went ham. Sort of started kind of like a week or so ago.
It's been about a week.
About a week ago, when a white woman called the cops on a Oakland family or a group of residents that were having a barbecue in a park. The reason that she called, this is the best reason. The reason that she called, well, it was because the black family set up a charcoal grill at the park.
It's dangerous, Jesus.
It's dangerous out there in the streets.
That charcoal is dangerous.
Yes, the parks are dangerous
So
with
she
the charcoal
wouldn't have
grill.
called if they had a gas grill.
Exactly.
Ain't a gas grill more dangerous?
That's what I'm
my
thinking.
poor English, but I'm scared of gas grills. I only like charcoal grills personally.
I mean, personally, I think it makes the food taste a little bit better if you ask me.
The charcoal grill?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But maybe that's because what I grew up on. My daddy was like, gas grill, that's a stove. What you need that
I mean, that's
for?
basically a stove. Well, we have a little clip here, if you haven't seen the video, of the woman actually being confronted by someone as she's calling the cops. So here it is.
Because I just looked at it and it doesn't say anything.
Charcoal grills in here. I don't care what.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's not because you don't want black people being out here?
It has nothing to do with their race.
It seems like a new Jim Crow going on because for some reason every time I see it, black people are the ones targeted regarding barbecuing at the lake. And you're a perfect example of it right now. It's two men sitting out here just chilling and this whole setup is real clean. I don't see
care.
they're not. They don't have
not a
loud
matter about the
music.
clean. It's
You
about
want to
that
call
this
the
is charcoal
police
grill.
on them.
I have called.
You
the
want to
police
call
on
the police on them for having a barbecue on a
In an illegal
Sunday at the
spot.
lake.
Yes.
I just looked at the map and it said this map is fine to barbecue.
No, it's not.
It
for
does.
Charcoal. Not for charcoal.
Not a cut.
You can
Did I
have
just
a
send it to you?
non-charcoal grill, but not a charcoal grill.
Okay, well this is exactly what's the problem with Oakland today.
Okay.
This lady right here wants to sit here and call the police on them for having a barbecue at the lake as if this
So
is
that's a
not
little
normal.
clip. You can watch the whole thing because it's pretty long, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so since the incident, which roughly happened about a week or two ago, you know, black folks have been posting a ton of videos. I don't know if you've checked those out, but there's been a ton of videos of black people celebrating at the same park with cookouts, and they like, the message that they put on there is, this is how Black Oakland responds to white ladies calling the cops on black folks' barbecues. So you can see them doing the electric slide, they doing the double dutch, you know, they celebrating,
Having
you
a
know,
good old time.
having a good old time eating their chicken and ribs and barbecue and grilling on the charcoals and everything. Well, since that, also the person who was who called the police, her name has been revealed. Her name is Jennifer
Becky.
Schultz. And people, you know, have taken to creating many memes for her. And I don't know if you've seen some of these, but
I love them
they're
all.
truly hilarious. I mean, they started really popping up this week. Some of them, I've seen over 15 at this point, but I'm sure there's a lot more. Some of my favorites are the cops, calling the cops on Obama. And it's always the image of Jennifer and whatever that is, like it's the
Yeah.
Obamas and Jennifer. Then there's one with the cops on calling the cops on Soul Train. That might be my favorite actually.
Yeah,
Because
that was our
how you go?
pick.
You
Yeah.
calling the cops on Soul Train?
No, my favorite was the Jeffersons,
Oh,
and it said she called the cops because they finally got a piece of the pie.
Yes, they finally got a piece of pie.
Dead, I'm still
I
dead.
love that one too.
was
I like
great.
the one on Maxine Waters too, because it's like Maxine's got the face. There's the civil rights activist one. I think we're showing that right now. There's the Will Smith getting jiggy one.
Yeah.
I mean,
They had one with summertime video.
Summertime video.
Which was great. That was amazing.
Calling on Mega Sci-Fi and We Are the World. That was another favorite. We Are the
Yes,
World.
yes.
So yeah, I mean, she has definitely been memed out.
She has been memed out,
Yeah.
and we can laugh at that, and it's funny and it's
Right.
hilarious. But
It's
in
not
the
a funny
end,
situation.
The situation isn't funny because it was like the 15th situation we've heard
Yeah.
about in the last like week and a half.
Yeah.
First, it was the girl in the Yale's
In Yale,
dorm
in the
who was
dorm who fell
sleeping.
asleep, yeah.
And then there was recently the guy, the real estate agent. He was a real estate broker who was looking at a property. The police got called on him because he was black, looking at a property that he was totally legally allowed to do. So there's all kind of crap that keeps happening. So it's nice to at least have a moment to laugh about it because
is.
Becky he was out of control for that.
Well, also, the only thing I can say about it is that we are, at least with these memes and things, as messed up as it is to our culture and to us as black people, it's drawing attention to it that maybe people will not do it,
Yeah.
or take a second thought. Although I would have thought they would have after Starbucks, and clearly that didn't happen. But I think in order for us to kind of move past or get past it or change it a little bit, we sort of do have to.
That's funny that you bring that up, because I wonder because the issue is that black people, especially in numbers, meaning more than one, scare or make certain people uncomfortable. How do you rectify that? Because they obviously, like, it's one thing when they're complaining, like, oh, your music's too loud, that's a disturbance, I'm trying to do something over here. Like, obviously that barbecue, like, they were not anything.
I mean, it was like two dudes.
It wasn't even
like a,
nothing. So it's just that, how do you, what can fit, like, I don't see anything fixing that. Like, and I think that it was Trevor Noah talking about that they need to, have the police, like, if you call the police or whatever and it turns out not to be like an emergency or threatening situation, like, they need to find them and like all this stuff, because there's all this conversation about should she have to go to jail or be fined or something like that.
I mean, she's spending taxpayers' money.
It is taxpayer money and taking people away from like actual real situations. So I don't know if money will really fix that, even if it was a fine, because I started thinking about it, I'm like, but you know those kind of folks.
Oh, there's plenty.
Because, you know, they pop up, and we've all had those experiences, and there's no, like, literally that lady was trying to talk logic to her, like, hey, girl, they're not doing anything.
Yeah, she wasn't hearing it. She shut it down. She was trying to clap back real quick.
She was completely clear. So, like, what do we do with that?
Well, there's always going to be a fear. I don't think we're ever going to get rid of that. The only thing, like I was saying, is that we can make it, if we put it out there more, then maybe it'll make that one person at least a little like more hesitant to do it.
Yeah.
And you know, here's the thing. Also, I'm like, when the cops were called, and you're the cop who picked up the phone or the call, and you're like, okay, wait, so you want me to come because they have a charcoal grill, and this park doesn't have. I mean, there are people who are getting killed. There are car accidents that are happening. There are people who are getting harassed. Put your attention to that and stopping that.
Do something else, girl.
Do something else.
Karen, go on, eat your nasty potato salad at home.
Who's Karen?
The Becky that called.
I thought it was Jennifer.
She's Karen because of the potato salad.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I'm like
you missed the joke.
Oh, sorry. I was on. See, you had me up in my.
It's fine. I'm too fast for you.
You had me in my activist moment. I couldn't. You know, I was real like I was.
You were being serious.
I was Derrial X. I was Derrial X.
Trying to break the mood.
You were trying to break the mood. Sorry. You said all right.
It's all good.
Well, we are going to break the mood now with some great things. We kind of talked about this at the beginning of the show. The BET Awards 2018 are here. They're going to be here June 24th. They have not. The funny thing is, they did not announce who the host is. I didn't see anything on that as of yet.
Wait, isn't it?
Because when I looked on BET,
it's not Tiffany?
No, she's for the MTV Awards.
Oh.
So I thought the same thing, but then I looked it up and it said MTV Awards, MTV Movie Awards or whatever those.
I don't know who the host is.
Well, I looked it up several places and it didn't say anything. If you guys know, tweet us.
BET?
But they did announce several of the nominees, which I'll read off right here. DJ Khaled, we already had him going on. His Wild Thoughts. He has the lead.
He don't have real wild thoughts, which we done all figured out.
Oh yeah, I heard about him.
He's not a crunch and muncher.
We know what he expects from his wife, but he will not do the same to his wife.
Yeah. So wild thoughts, he does not have.
He does not have. He has a different wild thought.
He got boring thoughts. He got, you lucky you got a chick that's cool with that thought.
Yeah, that's what he does have. Well, he's leading the pack of nominees with 6, including album and video of the year. SZA and Migos, they have 4 noms, which is great. I love SZA. She's
my girl. Y'all know
so dope. I just feel like she's
replay.
bringing back that old sound of R&B that I really miss.
Yeah,
you know,
but it's like different because
it's different. Yeah,
vocally the same.
It's not vocally the same, but I don't know, something about the vibe. Yeah. It's like that neo soul-ish vibe, but it has like a little twist on it.
Love it.
Other nominees include Bruno Mars, Drake, Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj, Kendrick Lamar, and my girl Cardi B. Other celebs confirmed to attend are Tiffany Haddish, Lupita Nyong'o, Issa Rae, Angela Bassett, Taraji P. Henson. Congratulations, because you are recently engaged.
Honey, yes. She waited for a good one.
Waited for a while, and good for you. Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, and Sterling K. Brown. The full list is at BET.com. You can also, what I say, take advantage. If you're someone who doesn't necessarily live in the Los Angeles area and can't attend the awards, or don't find it easy to get access to tickets, go to BET.com. They have a lot of sweepstakes and things that they're doing to try and win free tickets to attend the awards. So check that out.
It's a fun time because they do a whole experience.
They do a whole experience, and we've been there several times. We'll be covering the carpet again, so it's always a great award. And I feel like somebody.
I ain't standing in that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I might not be. I'll just be going this year. Look at bougie black people right here.
Like, sorry,
we're like our days of just covering.
I've already sweated that out many times.
It's a hot June day usually.
Carpet. That's a real.
It's a real hot carpet in more ways than one.
And trying to be hot and cute is. Okay. Don't get it twisted.
But I am excited more for this year because I feel like because of what we've had with the Oscars and with just the Emmys in the last year, that it will bring a lot of that. The talent always comes, but it's going to bring a different energy this year. It's like our year, it's like our year.
For sure.
Who are you excited to see perform? Because they didn't really list out the performers either.
Who is actually performing?
I hope it's Cardi B.
I hope Cardi does. Well, actually, she said she was done performing.
Yeah, because she's very much.
Is she even gonna be there? Like, she might have popped up. Isn't she due? Like,
she's due soon.
So she might have just had the baby or in birth.
Or she could be doing
at
a Beyonce.
That moment, you know what I'm saying?
One of those.
Who knows? Well, we didn't see her for a year after she had that baby. But those babies.
SZA, I'm pretty sure
SZA will probably
performing.
perform, which will be good.
Yeah.
Maybe you think Drake will pop up?
I mean, it'll be interesting.
DJ Khaled yelling on stage?
Probably. I mean,
but that's a lot of because his.
Well, they did, and didn't they perform that already? Where did they perform DJ Khaled and Rihanna? Was that? Oh, that was at the Grammys.
It was at the Grammys.
It was performed at the Grammys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
maybe she'll come for the BET Awards. Has Rihanna been to the BET Awards recently?
I haven't seen her at the BET Awards recently. I feel like I've seen her at the other award shows, but not at that one.
Speaking of which, aren't the billboards this week?
The billboards are
next week.
Either this Sunday or the following Sunday. Probably this Sunday.
I will say I'm also excited about the billboards because I found out Salt and Pepper are performing.
They're performing, yeah.
With En Vogue, even though it's like En Vogue 0.5. Because it's like not the girls.
Which they were on.
Are there any girls still in it from the original?
Cindy and
Terry?
And Terry, and then the new girls.
And then there's two girls. Oh, there's three.
I think there's only three.
There's only three right now.
They actually did an interview recently on Black Hollywood Live, so check it out. You can just type in En Vogue on Black Hollywood Live and you'll see them.
Excited about that, and Janet's gonna perform.
I'm all about that.
And I'm like, on TV, like I'm like ready.
I'm always ready for Janet. I mean, Janet brings it. I mean,
we'll see. I Papa Titty Girl, just do it anyway.
Just do it. Just do it. Just cause. Just cause you can. Just show it. Just
I get so lonely and rip it off.
Right.
Just do the roll.
Just do it. Just show what that 50-something-year-old body looks like, and look at better than half the 20-year-old girls out there.
Or y'all censors think, because it was bulltish anyway.
Yeah, but then if she does it though, then they'll ban her for life.
But who cares? You're Janet Jackson. Like, she's already. It's so funny because people.
No, because they're not gonna say that she's desperate if she does it.
I won't. I'll say she's a beast if she does it. Like,
I agree.
I would think that would be a
it.
beast move. Well, you want to, whatever. You always have to make it sexual, Derrial.
Me? Told you. Wait.
Anyway,
can we get a little wild out on the wild out?
You're like, I don't even know what the song is. Wow. What they call that?
We just
what is it called? Anyway.
Well, okay. Well, so Courtney, where can fans find you?
Fans, you guys, that's just weird when you say that. Fans, you guys, you can find me everywhere over the social media universe at Stewart Star.
And stalking the Meghan Markle wedding.
Stalking the Meghan Markle wedding. I will definitely be. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna Insta story the whole thing. I'm gonna be like, yo, y'all gonna be like, who is that broad? It's 4:00 in the morning, y'all. I ain't got all this on.
But you gonna have your little rap.
Have my rap on like, oh, my daddy got married.
I would watch that story. I will watch that story. You can find me at Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and on Broken Famous on Reels channel, which is still airing some of my episodes. So everybody have a great weekend. If the billboards want to check them out, support Janet Jackson.
Absolutely.
And we'll see. Actually, I won't be here next week because I'm going out of town to visit my niece. So we'll figure that out. But
one of us might be
one of us here.
Or we might be on hiatus.
That's
again.
right. So you guys have a great weekend, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Derrial Christon, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.